Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and as you can tell I'm currently on the move. I'm heading further towards Lisbon today, and this is actually the first time that I've left Miracle Mountain for more than a couple of hours in 6 whole weeks. It's so good to have Bee back. It's been amazing spending some time with her, but today I am heading to a friend's property where he recently bought a farm and needs a hand with a couple of things. So I thought I'd bring you guys along for the journey, and this is part of a new series that I want to do where I go to other people's places and show the different projects that people are working on and gain some inspiration from what they're doing that maybe I can implement into my own project that I'm working on right now. It looks like I have arrived. How's it going?
Right, yeah.
So I have just arrived after a 2-hour drive to Dave and Sophia's beautiful 4.5 acre farm. It's a beautiful day. We got loads to be getting on with. So I'll quickly just show you around. So the farm came with this house in front of me, and this is going to be their home once they renovate it. I absolutely love this entrance. It feels really grand, and you can see the plaque that they put up here with the name of the farm, Quinta das Castanhas. So this is Dave behind me, and he has plenty of work for me to be getting on with today, haven't you?
That's right. I've got 2 big trees we're going to cut down, and we've got a tractor which we're going to try and start.
Exactly. I've got the chainsaws in the boot of the car, everything prepared, and I'm excited to have a look at this tractor. So during Bee's recovery, she's really gotten into researching her family tree, and thanks to MyHeritage, who we've partnered with, she's managed to uncover loads of gems and interesting information about our family tree. Adding members to your family tree is super simple. In the person window, scroll down to immediate family section and click add. You can even attach a photo to a profile too. Our family tree has grown over 600 people since we started. It can be daunting to know where to begin, but with instant discoveries, it enables you to add an entire branch to your tree with the click of a button. Adding photos like this one of Bee's dad and nan is a great feature, but even better is the ability to use MyHeritage to repair and colorize the image, showing in a whole different light. We even animated this photo of Bee's dad, who sadly passed away in 1997. Seeing him move and smile was absolutely amazing. There's more than 19 billion historical documents on MyHeritage, so you can find records on your family members. These records help Bee discover family members who'd emigrated to New Zealand and Australia 100 years ago, with newspaper records hinting at events that had occurred. So if you're ever considering starting your family tree and learning about your roots, then there's no better time. MyHeritage are giving you a 14-day free trial where you can enjoy all the amazing features they have to offer. And if you decide to continue your subscription, you'll get 50% off. Click the link in our description to get started. So next to this beautiful tree, there's a huge great barn that runs all the way down there, and through this door here is the tractor. So here is the tractor. It's so photogenic. It's absolutely beautiful. It's an old Ginjey 2160 4-wheel drive. This is going to be amazing. If we can get this working, Dave is going to be running donuts around the property on this. It's going to be so useful. For a property of this size, 4.5 acres, this is the perfect size tractor. So I've just got a hammer so I can basically take the tiller off the back, because what we're going to do is drag the tractor out of the barn completely, because it's quite dark in here and you can't see anything. And these tractors are not very intuitive to use. If you've never been on one of these small, older, compact tractors, they can be quite hard to get going and get started, because there's many gears, there's PTO gears, there's all sorts of buttons that you wouldn't know how to use. And that's why I'm here, because I've got knowledge of these tractors with my old Kubota and my newer tractor as well. So yeah, I'm just going to take this off and then we'll drag it out with my car, I think. Should be fun.
You're on. I just think it's going.
What was that doing? Moving at all?
Yeah, it's moving. Like
moving
it's starting to edge forward a bit, yeah. Is it in neutral and everything?
Yeah, should be in neutral.
I want to put my foot on the brake. What it was. Oh, there we go. There we go. Get ready. Oh, here we go. One more of them, Theo, and we've got it.
I just managed to get the tractor out of the garage by pulling it with the car, and it was absolutely hilarious because Dave was actually steering the tractor and I had to give it a really big bump because the front two tyres are completely deflated, and he looked like he was riding a mechanical bull. We just spent like 5 minutes laughing at the footage. You excited about the possibilities of having a tractor?
Oh mate, it's going to be amazing.
How's your neck?
It's actually quite free. I literally, the camera went.
So here she is basking in the sun. And I absolutely love the old number plate at the back and the fact that it says that it can go 40 kilometers an hour. That will be interesting on this little machine, but it probably does back in the day when it was fresh and new. There is a battery in there I can see, so we can see if we can get this jump started. If not, I brought a battery, so hopefully that will do it. But these machines, once you know them, they're quite simple to use, but to begin with, they can be complicated. You've got the PTO gearbox, then you've got the normal gearbox. The brakes are configured differently. You've got 4-wheel drive. This particular tractor says it's done 914 hours, which is absolutely nothing. Maybe it's gone round the clock. I don't know, but let's see what we can do. We can clean all that out now in the fan. We got way better access. So things are going really nicely. We've just taken the whole front end of the tractor off because we notice some like rat and mice nests in the front where the fan is. So we've cleaned all that out. And now is the moment of truth. We can actually try and get it started. What do you reckon? You reckon it's going to start?
I reckon it'll make a noise. I'm not sure
it will make a noise.
I think it'll go.
A good noise or a bad noise?
Both.
So some time has passed. You can probably tell by the sun that's just about to go down there behind the tree line. It's taken a lot longer than we had expected, but these kind of projects always do. And we've just been to the local city to pick up a fresh battery because that's our last hope at getting this started today. As you can see, there's the battery. Just need to hook it up, turn it over and see what it does. I've just got on the tractor, and can we just appreciate how cool are these keys? They're absolutely massive. These are for the old barn behind, but this is the tractor key. I'm going to put it in. Fingers crossed. I've got a good feeling that it's going to start. The moment of truth we've all been waiting for. We got some lights, so that's a good start. So close.
Neat.
Ah, go on. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go here like a bobsleigh. 3, 2, 1. So it's a couple of days since I was at Dave and Sophia's farm, helping them out, trying to get the tractor running. Unfortunately, on that particular day, it didn't start, but it was very close. I think we just had an issue with some air in the fuel line, so it needs fully bleeding and then to try again, but we just ran out of daylight. If you guys want to see if he gets the tractor going and the renovations that they're doing on their farm with their old stone house, then go and subscribe to their channel, Escape to the Kinta. I'll leave the link in the description. Right now, I'm just warming up the UTV, getting it warm because we have a journey all the way up the mountain where I'm starting a new project. So unfortunately, I have some really sad news to tell you guys. Basically, the first day Bee arrived back to Miracle Mountain, we arrived in the middle of the night. I picked her up from the airport, so we went straight to bed, and in the morning, first thing we did was go and see the animals. Unfortunately, Bee's first view of the animals was Sweetpea lying on the floor, really in bad shape, which was really shocking for me because obviously I walked them just before I left to go and pick Bee up from the airport. If you don't know who Sweetpea is, she's our beautiful goat who just decided to come and move to Miracle Mountain just completely on her own. She basically left her old owner and decided she wanted to come and live here on Miracle Mountain with the goats. So we ended up cutting a deal with the farmer where she escaped from, and she just lived with us and was such a wonderful goat, so full of energy, so full of character. She was just a joy to go out hiking with around the property, but unfortunately, she's now passed away. As you can imagine, this was not the ideal scenario for Bee to come back after a massive operation and being away for 6 weeks, to come back to our beautiful goat dying in her arms. But I built this shrine here, this stone wall, to remember her from. And right here is where she's buried, where that stone wall is. This is actually the first place that I ever set eyes on Sweetpea. She was trying to jump over the electric fence to get in with the other goats so she could start her life here on Miracle Mountain. As I said, she had such an amazing personality, and I know you guys are going to be wondering what happened. And basically, I walked her, like I mentioned, previous to going to the airport, and all of the signs are leading to she ate something on one of the walks. We basically found her on the floor, and within 3 or 4 hours, she died in Bee's arms. So it was really nice that we could be with her. We did everything we possibly could to save her. The vet was on his way, but there's nothing the vet could have done. It was too late anyway in the day. This all happened so quickly. There's not much more to say about it, to be honest. It's quite heartbreaking when you lose an animal. You know, a lot of people ask us what we get out of these goats, and they help us graze the land for sure, but we love rescuing animals. All of these animals that we have pretty much all needed a new home, and we want to give them the best possible environment we can here on Miracle Mountain, and we definitely do that. But unfortunately, she was a young goat. It's clear that she's eaten something and it's not agreed with her whatsoever, and it was a really sad time, but I'm really glad that we could be with her for the last few hours of her life. So on a more positive note, we are heading up the mountain to start on a big, exciting new project right at the top. So it's a bit of a tricky situation actually getting there. We can drive the UTV to a point and then there's no road access. So everything I need to hike in to the location. So this is the closest that I can get the UTV to the new project site. Basically, I'm going to be building a cabin right up here on the side of the mountain, surrounded by huge granite stones. So there's many reasons that we need a cabin this far up the side of the mountain. And the first one is I'm going to be doing a huge amount of work in 2024 up here, logging and basically maintaining the forest. It's just not practical for me to go backwards and forwards constantly with equipment every single day when I'm working up here. So I'm calling it a woodman's cabin. So while I'm up here, I can essentially have a place to rest from the sun in the shade. I can have a place to rest out the way of the rain as well. So to keep the elements off me while I'm having a break, because I'm going to be spending days and days, weeks and weeks and months up in this location of the property. There's absolutely no shortcuts with this project. Everything has to be carried up a really steep side of the mountain to get to the cabin location, but that's what makes it so special. There is absolutely no way that the camera does this justice, how steep and slippy this area is. You can probably see the UTV behind me. So I've just made a start and I got a little while to go, but it's going to be worth it. This project is going to do wonders for my fitness. Everyone in the new year goes to the gym. All I need to do is build a cabin without any road access whatsoever. And this right here is the cabin site, and I couldn't be happier. I ummed and ahed on where this cabin is going to go, and this is the perfect location. Apart from there was a massive widowmaker of a dead oak hanging right over the cabin location, so I decided to cut it down just to be safe. You never want to mess around with big trees like this hanging over a cabin. This could come down at any time, and you can actually see it is very rotten. It is just falling apart. The chainsaw went through some bits like butter, and this is better down than causing lots of problems in the future. But right where we are is ancient terraced stone walls where they would have farmed this area hundreds of years ago, surrounded by native trees to Portugal. It's just wonderful. And there's this massive stone that's going to be out front of the cabin that I can actually walk up and get an elevated view of the area. It's so peaceful and wonderful up here, and I can't wait to spend some time up here once the cabin is done. But the first thing I need to do is remove this tree out the way, chop it up into bits. I'm going to save some of the bigger bits because they'll be usable as part of the cabin, or maybe furniture for the outside like a bench. But this is going to be fun. So there is a reason that I waited till Bee was back on the property to start this project, because being out here in a remote area on the side of a mountain with no road access, it is very dangerous on your own. But you've just got to be sensible. Lots of things are dangerous to do, but this is what makes it such an amazing place. The fact that you will never see another human being. We are surrounded by wildlife. Just in this location alone, carrying the chainsaw here, I saw a deer droppings. There was evidence of wild boar as well. We have genets, we have eagles that have been nesting further up, which is very exciting, and actually killing things and eating them on a stone just behind me. So there's going to be a lot of wildlife up here, and that's the second reason for this cabin. Bee won't be able to make it up here for a couple of months because she's not allowed to hike or do any exercise like that. It's very kind of slippery and she wouldn't want to fall, so she probably won't see this cabin maybe until it's finished. And that's really exciting for me, because another reason for this cabin is it's a place where we can come and hang out and watch wildlife. And you'll just have to take my word for it about the view over there. There are mountains in that direction that you can see, and that's another reason for this cabin to be here, because the views are stunning and there is water not far away. So perfectly fresh spring water to drink, probably about 50 meters away from the cabin. I am a sweaty mess right now. I don't know if you can see my face, but it's dripping off me. But this is what I mean. This is gonna really get me into shape, working up here, having to bring all the materials up. I am so excited, and this is the start. I'm about halfway through. I'm gonna crack on and finish the rest of the clearing. The cabin site is now clear. No huge oak tree blocking the way, and I got loads of usable material out of it. Let me just work my way up here. You can see what a brilliant location this is. It's nice and flat. We've got the ancient stone retaining wall. And if I walk up here, you'll be able to see I've managed to keep a lot of usable wood that's in really good condition. So I'm going to be able to build stuff like the porch, maybe a table that I can cook on, benches. That tree's fully down now. I removed another tree there, so it's a lot more open for safety wise. And you can see even more usable wood down here. It's just brilliant. And up here as well, you can see this tree was burnt pretty badly in the fire, but the majority of it is actually okay. That is a perfect tree for a swing. And then over here, you can see I'm just left with all of these thin bits of branches that I'm just going to let dry out a little bit, and then I'll cut them up further and I can use them to make fires. Working up here today has put no doubt in my mind that this is such an incredible spot. Like I say, I ummed and ahed where I was going to put it, because there's actually loads of really good places that you could put a cabin, but this just works really nicely, completely off grid. I've got a water source, like I said, about 50 meters away, which is perfect. We're going to put probably a solar panel. It's in an opening in the forest, so it will get a little bit of solar, and then some sort of lithium battery bank of some sort. Just a small system that I can charge the camera batteries while I'm up here, charge my phone if I need to, because like I say, I will be out here for extended periods of time. I can't just keep going backwards and forwards. It's absolutely exhausting. So I need a little place where I can cook, a little gas cooker inside the cabin. Oh, it's just going to be brilliant, and I can't wait to bring you guys along for this journey. I've also made 2 stalls just down here out of the dead oak, so somewhere to rest. If a friend comes out, they've got a seat as well. But when I wanted to do this, and what I dreamed of as a child was this, my own woodland that I can manage and look after and care for. This land is in good hands because I'm so passionate about this. I'm going to be out here every day just chipping away and getting this cabin built, because it just needs to happen. Look at that. If that isn't the perfect location, I don't know what is. So thank you for joining me. I think this is going to be a really cool cabin series, and I hope you're going to enjoy watching it. I know you guys are probably thinking you've got loads of other stuff to be getting on with, and that's correct, but this needs to happen. It's the perfect time to do so. It's a good project for the new year. I'm hoping it will go up really quite quickly, and the hardest part is just getting the materials and the tools into the location. Once I've done that, the cabin will go up fairly quickly and we can see developments really soon, which is exciting. Obviously still got the other big projects going on in the background, but they're slow burners. Things need to happen with the architect and permissions with the council and all of that kind of stuff. I need to actually go for a meeting with the architect to discuss the next stage. So things are still moving forwards in the background on that, and many other things as well. Fairly soon I'm going to be going to the off-grid property, and I'm going to be finishing that so we can get that ready to sell. But yeah, thank you for sticking with us. Bee is doing really well considering the circumstances that she came back to. So yeah, thank you for all the love in the comments that you give us. It really does motivate us to keep pushing forward. And I'll see you on the next video.